Ever wanted to create something that's both creepy and cute? Today's your day! We're turning this empty screen into a stylized, adorable nightmare. Grab your coffee, launch Blender, and let's get modeling. Alright, let's start shaping our adorable little ghost. Go to front view by pressing 1 on the numpad. Select the camera and the light, hit delete, we don't need them haunting our scene yet. Now select the default cube, yep, this blocky boy is becoming a ghost. Press the period key to focus on it. Hit tab to go into edit mode, press 3 for face select the bottom face, and press X faces to delete it. Bye-bye cube bottom. Back to object mode. Go to the modifier tab, add a subdivision surface and set it to level 1 so we get something smoother and less Minecraft. Go back to edit mode, press 1 for vertex select, and Alt plus Z for X-ray mode so you can select everything clearly. Select the bottom ring of vertices, then press E, then Z to extrude downward. This starts forming the ghost body. Now go back to the modifier tab, hover over the subdivision modifier, and press Ctrl plus A to apply it. Back in edit mode, select the bottom vertices again, press S to scale them outward. Do the same for the middle loop and the top loop to create a smooth, ghostly curve. Select the very center vertices at the bottom, press O to enable proportional editing, then G to gently pull them downward a bit. This helps with that cute, floaty fabric shape. Now select all the bottom vertices, press R to rotate slightly, and G to position them so the ghost tilts naturally. Do the same with the upper loop, rotate it a bit to give the head a nicer flow. Press Ctrl plus 1 to add one more subdivision level. Back in edit mode, select all the top vertices and press S to make the head a little wider and rounder. Ghost needs a big brain for spooky thoughts. When you're happy with the shape, press Ctrl plus A, apply rotation and scale, then apply the subdivision modifier too. And boom, that's our ghost base. Soft, floaty, and ready for its spooky little witch hat. Time to give our ghost some character. Let's add those wavy curves at the bottom. Go into edit mode, enable X-ray, and select every other vertex around the bottom loop. Press S to scale them inward a bit. This creates that cute fabric ripple. Jump back to object mode, hit Ctrl plus 2 to add 2 levels of subdivision, then back to edit mode and scale those same vertices a bit more. Right-click, shade smooth, because we like our ghost smooth, not crunchy. Now, still in edit mode, select the very bottom ring of vertices, press S to scale them slightly outward, then R to rotate just a bit, add some life to it. And to make it perfectly imperfect, pick random vertices and gently move them with G. Don't overthink it. Ghosts are floaty, not factory-made. Now for the eyes, the sole windows of every adorable demon. Select 4 faces where you want the first eye, press I to inset, then X to faces to delete them. To make it round and cute, select the corner vertices and press G plus G to slide them around. Keep sliding until it looks more aw than ah. Do the same thing on the other side. Select 4 faces, inset, delete faces, then slide the corner vertices with G plus G to shape the second eye. To finish the model, go to the Modifier tab, add a Solidify modifier, and drag it to the top of the modifier stack. Increase the thickness so the ghost has some actual fabric thickness and not just spooky paper. Boom! Your ghost is now complete, floating and judging humans silently. Alright, our ghost needs a hat, because spooky but stylish is the vibe. Press Shift A and add a cube. Move it up with G plus Z so it's floating above the ghost's head. Go to edit mode, select the bottom face, and delete it. Press Ctrl 1 to add a subdivision surface level. Back in edit mode, add a loop cut in the middle with Ctrl R. Enable X-ray, Alt plus Z, scale it outwards with S, then move it up slightly using G plus Z. Now, select the top vertices, go to side view by pressing 3 on the numpad, rotate them with R, then press E to extrude upward, R to rotate, S to scale up. Keep shaping, like pottery, but with more panic. Loop select those vertices and move them with G to shape the brim smoother. Do the same to other loop cuts to make the hat look less like a trash can and more like a witch fashion statement. Now, for the tip of the hat, select the very top vertices, extrude with E, rotate with R, scale down with S, repeat this E, R, S, G until you have a nice, curvy, slightly floppy witch hat tip. If it starts looking like an ice cream cone, you're almost there. Just bend it a bit. Time for stylish curves. Loop select the edges and move them up or down to enhance the shape. You can also press Ctrl plus B while a loop is selected to bevel it slightly. Instant elegance. Let's tilt the hat, because straight hats are for NPCs. In top view, numpad 7, select the 4 vertices at the end of the hat. Press Ctrl++ to expand the selection, move it to the left with G, then rotate with R. Press Ctrl-, adjust again with G and R. One more time, Ctrl-, move to the right, rotate slightly. Now it has attitude. Finally, apply the subdivision modifier, and boom, that's the hat base. Witch approved, Ghost certified. Time to upgrade this hat from generic wizard to full-time fashionable witch. Go back to edit mode, enable X-rays so you can actually see what you're doing. Select the vertices at the tip of the hat, turn on proportional editing, then press G to gently push them inward, not too much, we're shortening the hat, not making a traffic cone. Now grab the middle loop cut, press S to scale it up slightly and shape the hat better. Take your time here, this is the hat's personality. Slightly curved, cute. Too flat, looks like a sad pancake. Sculpt it until you're happy. Press Ctrl-A and apply rotation and scale. Trust me, future you will thank you. Back to edit mode again, X-ray on, select the center top vertices, enable proportional editing if it's off, and use G+Z to lift them up a bit. This creates that elegant witch hat curve. You know, the yes, I cast spells, but I also moisturize kind of curve. Now for the brim. Loop select the bottom edge, press E to extrude, then S to scale it outward. Use G+G to slide it up just a bit so it's not paper thin. Head over to the Modifier tab, add a Solidify modifier, set the offset to 1, increase the thickness so it actually looks like fabric, not tortilla, then apply it. Now select the outer edge loop you just created, press Alt+E and choose Extrude along normals to make it thicker. Then select the new upper edge loop and press E to extrude it up slightly. This gives the brim a nice lip. Let's make the belt. Select the 2 loop cuts around the middle of the hat, press Shift+D to duplicate, then P to separate them into a new object. This is now your belt. Floating, magical, and unemployed. Select the belt object, add a Solidify modifier, offset to 1, increase the thickness so it doesn't disappear. Perfect. Finally, make everything smooth and beautiful. Select the hat, press Ctrl+2 to add subdivision surface level 2, right-click, shade smooth. Do the same for the belt, Ctrl+2, and shade smooth. Boom, hat complete. Which would approve?
All right, let's make this witch hat officially wearable, or at least look like it wouldn't fall apart in a light breeze. First, select the belt, add a bevel modifier, make sure it sits under Solidify but above Subdivision. Set the angle to around 65 degrees and lower the bevel amount so it doesn't turn into a donut. Now, belt buckle time, the witch needs style. Go to Edit mode on the belt, select the 2 faces in the middle, press 3 for side view so you actually know what you're doing, then Shift-D to duplicate. Move them forward with G+Y and press P to separate them into a new object. Select this new buckle object, go to Edit mode, select those 4 faces, press I to inset, then X to delete the inner part. Clean, empty square, like my brain at 3 a.m. Remove the bevel modifier if it's still there, apply the Solidify modifier, then in Edit mode, loop select the edges and press Ctrl-B to bevel them. Also bevel the corner vertices with Ctrl-B to soften them even more. Gorgeous, witch approved. Now, select all the hat parts, the main hat, belt, and buckle, press G+Z to move them down onto the ghost's head. Give it a bit of attitude with R+Z to rotate slightly. Stylishly crooked, just like every good witch hat. Time to add a camera. Press Shift-A, add a camera. Hit 0 on the numpad to jump into camera view, then go to View, Navigation, Walk Navigation. Now you can move the camera with WASD like it's a first-person video game. Aim it so the ghost stays perfectly in frame. And if you want more precision, select the camera, open the item panel on the right, and manually tweak location and rotation values in X, Y, and Z for when WASD turns into chaos.
Time to give our ghost some personality. Let's add materials and make it look less like a plastic marshmallow. First, go to the top right corner and switch your viewport to Material Preview so you can actually see what you're doing. Then drag the bottom panel up and switch it from Timeline to Shader Editor. Oh, and make sure Node Wrangler is enabled, otherwise nothing I say next will work and you'll question your life choices. Starting with the body, let's give it a cute, simple skin. Select a ghost, go to the base color in the principled BSDF shader, and change it to a light yellow. Boom! Instant ghost pudding! Now for the witch hat, we want a cool, leatherish texture. Press Shift-A, add a Voronoi texture. Then, with the node selected, press Ctrl-T to automatically add the mapping and texture coordinate nodes. Thank you, Node Wrangler. Grab the output of the Voronoi texture, drag it into empty space, and in the little search box, add a color ramp. To preview it, press Shift-Control-Click on the color ramp node. Yep, that's our magic combo. In the Voronoi node, change the feature from F1 to distance to edge and increase the scale. Then, on the color ramp, drag the left handle to the right to tighten the pattern. Once you like it, Shift-Control-Click back on the principled BSDF shader to see it on the hat. Now, drag out the color ramp output, search for a bump node, and plug its normal output into the normal input of the principled BSDF. Increase the distance and lower the strength so it doesn't look like cracked desert ground. Finally, select the right slider on the color ramp and move it closer to the left side to boost contrast. Then set the base color to a dark green. Spooky, stylish, and very Halloween chic.
All right, time to finish this little ghost's fashion show. Select the hat belt, and in the material dropdown, choose the leather material we just made. Then hit the Duplicate Material button and change the base color to a dark red, like a nice crimson vampire lipstick. Now for the belt buckle, this deserves a dramatic golden glow. Select the buckle, hit New Material, and let's build a golden metallic shader from scratch. Press Shift-A, add a noise texture, and then press Ctrl-T to automatically add the mapping and texture coordinate nodes, courtesy of Node Wrangler, the hero we don't deserve. Take the noise texture output, drag it into empty space, and search for a color ramp. To see what you're doing, press Shift-Control-Click on the color ramp. Now, increase the noise scale, move the left color ramp handle toward the middle to increase contrast, add more detail and roughness to the noise node. We want hammered gold, not butter sculpture. Once you're happy, Shift-Control-Click back on principled BSDF. Take the color ramp output again, drag it out, search for a bump node, and connect it to the normal input of the principled BSDF. Instant texture, chef's kiss. Now crank up the metallic value, drop the roughness a bit, and change the base color to a nice golden yellow. And boom, Royal Ghost, Gucci certified. All right, final step. Let's make this ghost look like Pixar meets Halloween. First, switch your viewport to Render Preview mode so you can see the magic as it happens. Then head over to Render Properties, change the engine from EV to Cycles, and switch from CPU to GPU, because life is too short for slow renders. For viewport samples, I keep it at 8. Anything higher turns my PC into a microwave. For the final render, I set the samples to 512 and leave denoise on, because noise belongs in horror movies, not on my render. Scroll down to Film, enable Transparent in case you want to export it without a background. At the very bottom under Color Management, switch the look to Medium High Contrast. It just makes everything pop like dramatic lighting in a Netflix show. Lighting setup, because our ghost deserves stage lights. Switch to Render Viewport, go to Front View, Numpad 1, press Shift-A, add an area light, move it to the top right, rotate it to shine on the ghost, then from Top View, Numpad 7, push it forward a bit and adjust the angle. Make the light slightly yellow, like warm candlelight, and crank up the power until it looks good, not sun exploding, just cozy dramatic. Now Shift-D to duplicate that light, move it to the left side, rotate it towards the ghost again, maybe scale it up a bit, and keep this one at the default white color. For a third light, select the first one again, duplicate it, move it behind the character, press Alt-R to reset the rotation, then R+90 to make it face the ghost. Jump into Camera View, Numpad 0, to check. Change this backlight's color to a soft blue and reduce the spread from 180 degrees down to about 15 degrees to get a nice focused rim light. Play with the position and angle until the ghost looks like it's starring in a spooky Disney short.
And that's it! Our spooky little creation is complete. What do you think? Too cute? Too creepy? Or the perfect mix of both? Let me know in the comments. I actually read them all. If you enjoy eerie, cozy vibes, you have to check out my Ghost Coming Out of Coffee tutorial or the Halloween Pumpkin one next. Thanks for watching, and till the next one, happy blending!